I didn't take your sleeping tablets, Doctor.
Hello everybody, welcome to the channel, Recovering Geek here. We've had a terrible time in the last couple of turns. It's gone downhill. We've got clues everywhere, we've got monsters everywhere, only one gate, we've got a delayed investigator, we've got Eldritch tokens piling up, we've got 2 events, we've got rumours, we've got conditions. So, what am I going to do this turn? Well, choose who the first lead investigator is, and it's certainly not going to be Diana. I think it's going to be Wendy again. She took a curse condition last time, but never mind. So she's going to stay. So she's first to go, and what's she going to do? She's first going to trade with Tony. So, trading with Tony. So, she's going to give Tony the ritual dagger. She's also going to give Tony her ruby. And she's also going to give Tony... No, she's going to keep the Wither because she's actually better spells. Tony is going to give Wendy his Flesh Ward because she's better at casting spells. He's going to keep his Azure Flame because that is a glamour, so that's already there, and he's also going to give Install Bravery to her. Then she is going to keep the Derringer, keep her condition, her talent, keep her enlist the masses, which we can't do. So she's got some extra spells, but given him a weapon that he can use other than his handcuffs, which haven't been able to use once yet. Alright, so Wendy has done her trade. She's now then going to move closer to the bad guys, and she's probably going to go back and take on that ghost. It's actually Dexter that we want to get fighting that creature. She is going... Yep, that's what she's doing, so that's what she does. So that's Wendy. So we'll do Tony while he's there. Now he is going to do an asset. First of all, he's got an influence of 2. He's going to take a bank loan. So let's get a debt condition. There we go, all the debt conditions. We'll take the bottom debt condition. So he's going to take that. So that gives him 2. He's got an influence of 2, so he's going to roll 2 additional dice. Come on, we want... he's going to use a focus to re-roll them both. No, he only needs 1. So I'll wait to see whether I get a success for this one. She does, that's fine. So he's at 3. And he's going to get the dynamite. Going to get the dynamite. We're going to blow up Nog. That's the... that's what we're going to do. We're going to blow up the creature. Right. So... now, because we've taken an asset, we have to look at what this ongoing thing does. An asset cannot be placed in a space... right, so... as an Eldritch. If an investor performs the acquire action, he may spend clues... right, who haven't got any clues, and neither did Wendy. But there are no equal to the number. Yeah, there's no Eldritch tokens on there at the moment, so we could get rid of it quite quickly. So I would suggest an asset cannot be placed in a space of the reserve that contains an Eldritch token. After an investigator performs an acquire asset action, he may spend clues equal to the number of the Eldritch tokens on this card to solve this rumour. Well, there are none. So I would suggest that we need to do it once then. Okay, so it needs to happen once. That's how I'm going to read it. Otherwise, it's a bit of a useless card because yeah, they only go on during reckonings. So let's refresh that. What do we have? Agent of Secrets, an ally. Gain 1 law and 1 observation. You may roll. That's a good one. She's pretty good. That's why she's 4. She would be good. Right, okay. So, he's done his asset. He now is going to move, and he's going to go and take on, now that he's a bit more tooled up with his weapons and such like. Now, can he go and take on this creature? 3 toughness, -1 strength, so our strength would be 2. We're going to use the dagger, which gives us... oh, it doesn't give us anything. It's a magical. Once per round you gain +1 law, and resolve and spell check, or +2... oh, right, yeah. So +2 strength, so we'd get +2. So you'd need to get 3 successes, but if we just get 1 6, 1 or 2 6s... no, he's not going to go and fight that monster. Doesn't quite have enough yet. Or does he? Yeah, he doesn't quite have enough yet. Though the other guys are going to do some spells. Like bind... no, Dexter can do some bind... no, he can't do anything this turn. He can only stand up. No, once he stands up and encounter, so that'll be fine. He should be able to do his binding. Yeah, go on. So -1. Yeah, we're going to give it a go. See if we can take out this monster. Okay. We need to get these monsters down. 10 monsters on the board. There's 8 already. Right, okay. So, that's the end of Tony. So we've done Tony, we've done Wendy. We've done... let's do Dexter because all he can do is stand up. Alright, then he locked the table. There he goes. And finally Diana. Now Diana is going to do a set as well. So she's got an influence of 2. She's going to use a trinket. No, she can't use a trinket. She's going to use a toe. No, she can't use a tome. Well, we're just going to have to hope she gets 1 success. We want to get that delivery service. Come on, 5, 1, 5 or 6. Yes! Come on. 6, 1. So we're going to take the delivery service. She can get rid of some of these spells off to people who can use them better than she can. Brilliant. Whew. Okay, so let's just, before I forget, refresh that. A 0.25 automatic. Okay. Excellent. So, delivery service. This is why I wanted a delivery service. When you gain this card, automatically give any members any number of items to any investigator in any square. Sorry, I couldn't quite read that. Go, and then discard this card. So, they don't all have to go to gain this card, immediately gain. Give any number of item persons to another investigator on any spells. So we're going to send Dexter some spells. We're going to send him... Who's got the cursed... Oh, we're going to send it to Wendy. She's got the cursed condition. Yeah, we're going to send stuff to Wendy. So we're going to send the Blessing of Isis to Wendy. And hopefully she can get rid. And she's also going to send the Arcane Manuscript. Because she's got a law of 6 already, so we might as well send it to Wendy. So she's going to do that. She's now going to move because she can't really take on the Star Vampire. So she's going to head to here. Star Vampire is too strong for it to take on. So we delete it. We get rid of the delivery service. And that is Wendy's go. Diana's go, sorry. Diana. Come on, she's bought a new hoodie while in Sydney. So hopefully this is going to be better for her. Right. She doesn't want to do any spells because of her sanity so low. Okay, so that's the end of the action phase. We're going to move on now until the encounter phase. Okay, welcome to the encounter phase. We'll start with Wendy because she is the lead investigator. She's actually in a C. That's our first C encounter, I think, of the game. That's C. Okay. C. A school of dolphins have surrounded your ship, trying to keep you here. You have become delayed to spend the night on this spot. If you become delayed, the Elder God Nodin visits your dreams and wake with profound new insights, spawn 2 clues. It says if we become delayed. We've got loads of clues. No, we don't become delayed. There's so spawn. There'll be no point in spawning any more clues. There's dozens of them. All right, so that's that. Okay, so that was Wendy. Let's move on to Dexter. I think Dexter stood up, so he can still have his... I'm just going to check that delayed... I think, pretty sure that delayed people can still have encounters. just cannot perform any actions. Yeah, that's all he does, so that's fine. So he still has his encounter. So he's in London. Or is he going to encounter the clue? He is. He's going to encounter the clue. He's going to encounter the clue. Okay. Because we haven't actually got many clues. So here we go. Take it from the research deck. Okay, here we go. And we're in a city. You attend a production of The King in Yellow and features extremely intricate props. -1 law. If you pass, you recognise a powerful relic and sneak it in after the show to steal it. Gain the Panicked Mass artifact. If you fail, the Knight of the Order attacks you and you lose 3 health. Luckily, his law is good. His law is 4, but it's -1, so it's 3. Okay, well, we don't want to lose some health. Whew, just passes. 1 success. 1 success is all you need. We gain the mask item. Is that a unique asset, or is it just a gain a Panicked Mass artifact? No, so it will be in this. Pallid Mask, there we go. Pallid Mask. During the encounter phase, you may choose an encounter as if there are no monsters on your space. Alright, okay. So we can ignore the monster if you needed to close gates and things like that. Alright, okay. So, that's the end of that encounter for Dexter. We move on from Dexter to... We've done Wendy, we've done Dexter. Should we do Tony or Diana? Let's do Diana. She's living on a bit of a prayer. Please don't lose any sanity. So she's in a sea encounter. Again, so that's our second sea encounter. No sanity. The captain of the ship invites you to dine with him. You have the feeling that he has some experience with unearthly creatures and try to convince and share his. So, influence if you pass this tale. Alright, great. Gets a clue. Spawn a clue. Another clue. Alright, so she's going to test a observation, an influence, and her influence is 2. Oh, she gets 2 successes. So we spawn yet another clue. Running out of clues now. And it is Shanghai. So we've currently got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 clues. At least. Alright. But that was fairly harmless. It's good. It's the kind of encounters we like. And finally, Tony. So Tony is going to take on this monster. Now, we can do some spells here. Dexter can. He can do a binding... No, yeah, he could do a binding spell, which I think he will do. Wendy could also could do instill bravery and flesh ward. So all of those, so she could do those as well. So she's going, well that's, yeah, would lose sanity for instill bravery. Fresh ward would lose health, so he'll do that. So we'll do the binding spell. Actually, it reduces the hand. We could use the handcuffs then if it goes down to 1. Toughness of 2. Oh, it's damage down to 1. Alright, but we're going to do binding. Okay, come on. So, binding. She's got 4. 4 dice. 1 success. Okay, so we flip the card. I think he's going to lose a sanity, isn't he? Once two, the target cries out, speech, and Veteran loses 1 sanity unless he gains a madness condition. No, so we're going to lose a sanity. So we've got 3 left. Now, we could install bravery and he wouldn't lose sanity, but I have a feeling that we're going to want it on this one. So this is the creature we're fighting, the Hound of Tindalos. So it's 2 and a 3, toughness of 3. So just 3 wounds. So we need to pass the sanity check first. So he's got a will of 2. So will of 2, so he may take another sanity hit here. But then Wendy will come through. Yeah, he's missed those both. So Wendy is going to try an incantation. So she's going to install bravery. And she's going to test her law of 3. 2 successes. Excellent. So we need to flip the card. Once the spell prevents any lingering effects on the traumatic experience, no additional effect. Good. That's what we want. So he doesn't lose any of his sanity. Which is great. He's now going into his combat. Combat is -1, so he's got a strength of 3. He's going to use his ritual dagger, which is +2, so that's 5. -1 it is, so that's 5. So it's 3, 2, 5, -1 is 4. And he's got a focus as well, so hopefully he can... You need to get at least 3. So we've got 1, 2. So he's going to use a focus. Come on, get a 6. Put those on there. Ah, 2 damage on the creature. So he's going to take a wound. That's a focus we've lost. Take the focus off. So he takes 2 hits. So we've lost a wound, but this creature's down to 1 wound. Now, we'll take the wound. We won't subject Wendy to try and do a flesh wound, a flesh ward. So this creature's down. It's just got 1 wound on it. 1 wound left. Okay. So the binding. There we go. Still bravery. Okay, so we need to now we are now going to move on to his encounter, and his encounter is in a city. Legends say that the cemetery is haunted. They're all haunted. Exploring the headstones, you encounter an angry spectre, eager to share his story. The experience is nerve-wracking, but you try to listen. Will. If you pass, the spirit gratefully fades from view. Recover 2 sanity. If you fail, his desperate voice take a paranoia. Oh. There's will. So Tony's will is 2. Okay, Tony. Oh, God, Bennett. So, he takes on a paranoia condition. Paranoia conditions. Here we are. Oh. So we can't get rid of it unless... Can't get rid of it unless we rest. We can't rest until we get rid of that card. We can't get rid of that card, that strange sightings card, until we have a reckoning. Ugh. Oh, dear me. So that's for Tony. Tony's got a debt, a back injury. He's paranoia. Alright, so that wasn't great at all. It didn't defeat the monster. We had a couple of okay, but nothing particularly brilliant, and then we had another bad one for old Tony. Tony. Right, okay, so that is the end of turn... No, it's not the end. It's the end of the encounter phase. We now go on to the mythos phase.
Emil brought them here. He's the one who murdered them.
Stay where you are. You'll have a chance to tell everything, Doctor.
I'll take care of Von Niemann. Get her out of here.
So, welcome to the mythos phase. Here we go. Green, I think green is... Oh, I can't remember, green is good ones. So the Doom, no reckoning again. So the Omen track moves. Down, we have no gates. We've got another monster... Oh no, this could be 10. This could be 10 monsters on the board. This is like no game I've played before. I never had 10, 10 monsters on the board. This must be what Shub Niggurath does, is spawns monsters. Okay, first one is a mummy. Don't know what that green symbol means. Oh, it must be on there. Yeah. So the mummy. When this monster spawns, move it to the pyramids. So I don't need to randomly put him anywhere. It goes there. A Deep One hybrid. Alright. He looks like one of my neighbours. Okay, Deep One. When you defeat this monster during a combat encounter, lose 1 sanity and gain 1 random item asset from the deck. Well, Diana ain't going to be taking him on. And it is... Tunguska. Tunguska. So, how many monsters have we? If we've got 10 monsters, then in the next reckoning that the doom will go. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 monsters. Right, okay. Okay, so that was the monster spawn. We now have the more rumours. First one. Look, Tankuska. Oh, put that one back. Oh, I just picked that one up again. And Iceland. Istanbul. Okay. You hang your head in exhaustion and frustration. You jump suddenly when a hand rests on your shoulder. To relief, you turn to see the local priest. Have faith, my child, he tells you. Your good works have not gone unseen. Your brave acts are making a difference. Support from a church event. The lead investigates a blessed condition. Yes. Woohoo, excellento. That means Wendy gains a blessed condition, which means she gets rid of her curse condition. Says, if you gain a blessed condition, discard this card instead, which we'll do, because we can still try and get a blessed condition with a blessing of Isis. So, curse condition goes. Excellent. Right, so we'll do that. Or is it worth doing that? Testique. Is it worth doing that? 50% chance of the curse coming to fruition. We get a reckoning. Yeah, it is worth doing that. Alright, so that is the end of the mythos phase. Fairly straightforward one. So, a very brief recap. No reckonings again. So that's interesting. We've got 11 monsters on the board. 11 monsters on the board. We've got stacks and stacks of clues. We've got only 2 clues amongst the investigators. We have Dexter Drake, who has a Dark Pact. He's got the Binding Spell, he's got the Enchantment Cane, he's got the Sword of Jerome, and he's got a Pallid Mask. We've got Diana Stanley. She's on 3 health and only 1 sanity. She has the Blessing of Isis, Wither and Summon Baiki spell. She has a Blessed Condition. She has an Agreement, the Gruesome Talisman, Plumb the Void spell, and Enlist the Masses. We have Wendy Adams. She is doing fine. She has a Derringer. She has Wither, Flesh Ward, and Instill Bravery and Blessing of Isis spells. She has an Arcane Manuscript. She has a Install Enlist the Masses, and Elusive is her talent. She has a talent. And finally, Tony Morgan. He's got a paranoia condition. He's got a back injury. He's got a debt, but is a man with dynamite. He's got an Azure Flame spell, which is a glamour, which is brilliant. Though it's still not rolled a 6 in a combat encounter yet. And he's got handcuffs, which we've not used. So, mixed bag. But there we go. That's the end of turn 7. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for any comments. And hopefully you'll join me again for turn 8. Till then, stay healthy. Thank you very much.